recording.
There we go.
Hi, Nikita.
Hello.
So we've got Nikita today on, who is going to be talking about her Rise journey. You've done it all 3 times, haven't you?
Well, really, I can only say I completed it once, because
Fully.
the second and third one, my life just got in the way and I didn't complete them. So I can't really say that I did. But Rise number 1, I did fully.
Which was over a year, it's about a year and a half ago now, isn't it? Crazy.
I was trying to remember how long ago it was, because I can't even remember how many years ago lockdown started, but I know it was during that.
Yeah, it was at the start, actually. It was at the start of that.
Yeah, so everything's just a blur, that whole period from then to even now. So yeah, it's a long time ago.
I know, it feels like it, but at the same time it doesn't.
Yeah, I think it's because the whole like the vibe in the community has just carried on.
Yeah,
so it just feels almost like never ending, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's so nice.
You know.
Okay, what I want to ask you first is why you initially decided to do Rise.
I was actually feeling really stuck in a situation that I had no control over, and it was that really that pushed me into it, because I felt like for me Rise was going to be an escape for one, and also excuse me, I had recently stopped working with a therapist over here. So I thought it would be a good chance for me to work with somebody else, find out, how else I could help myself through a different therapist. But some of the reasons that I had niggling away were confidence issues. I've never been comfortable using my voice in any situation, really. I'm always the girl that kind of sits at the back and just listens and never speaks. And I've been like that ever since I was a kid. All of my school reports were exactly the same. Nikita needs to have more input. She needs to be brave and put her hand up. But even now, sometimes I'm like, oh, I just don't like it. I'm quite happy just being the quiet one. But I really wanted to work on that. And also, like a lot of women, insecurities within myself, like how I felt about my looks and things like that. So that was the collective driving force as to why I decided to go for Rise. And
it's crazy, actually, looking back. I'm loving doing this, because it's so nice to like connect with like the women that have done it, and also see their journeys, but also reflect on like my own perception of your journeys. And yours was, you had so many wins.
I did.
But I mean, we'll talk about that. I was just about to put my input in as to what that was, but I'll let you answer. What would you say were your biggest aha moments throughout?
So the biggest one that comes to mind first is how everyone actually feels the same way. We're all just going about our daily lives with the same little anxious thoughts of, oh, I've got to go somewhere by myself, or I have to make this phone call. But we all have these little thoughts and feelings, and I thought that I was the only person walking, like I have something where if I'm walking past loads of traffic, I feel like I suddenly forget how to walk. But it wasn't until I was in the group that I realised that we all have that. And we're all wondering what people are thinking of us, or if we've said the right thing. So for me, it was knowing that those little thoughts and feelings are so normal and everyone gets them. I thought it was just me. I was like, why am I so broken? Why do I care so much? But that was like a huge thing for me. And it was actually Hannah, whose video we've just watched. She said that one of her issues that she had to work through was going places alone. And I was like, oh my God, me too. But you just don't, because you're so wrapped up in your own mind, I think you kind of just feel that you are the only one that has these really, what we class as stupid thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, and I love that you said that, because it's so true. We worry so much about what other people think, but when we reflect it on ourselves, we're actually so worried internally that we're more obsessed about ourselves than we are about other people. Which means that if we're all the same, people aren't really judging us in the way that we think, because they're more worried about themselves.
Yeah. And the reality is, no one's even going to be looking at what you're wearing or what you're doing or how you're speaking. They just view you as a human. They're not nitpicking at all these little bits and pieces that make you, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That was huge for me.
What would you say was your biggest shift throughout it?
Not caring what people think as much.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, the old me would have been really stressed out even about this video chat, because obviously, I'm about to have my braces. I don't like my teeth. But now I'm just like, oh, can I swear?
Yeah.
Now I'm just
I mean, I swear, so you can swear.
Yeah, so it really is that whole, oh, fuck it. It doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that really. I kind of wear what I want to now, even though I've got my skinny little chicken legs. In the past, people have made comments about my looks, which is why I had those insecurities. But now I just don't care. I am who I am, and I look how I look. And
that's so good.
Yeah.
I'm just getting that memory of when you were like, I wore a dress. I never used to wear dresses and skirts, and now I wore a dress. And you actually posted a picture in the group, which was
Took a picture. Yeah, I know. I actually live in dresses now. I was really sad when this cold weather hit, because I'm back in jeans.
Yeah.
But, yeah, wearing
How uncomfortable are jeans, by the way? I've decided that jeans are really uncomfortable.
I don't even know why I wore them. It was for this video chat. It's like you can't see anyway. I haven't even got them buttoned up. They're just really uncomfortable.
Yeah, they are. That's awesome. What would you say was your favorite thing throughout?
The girls. Having everyone there was just so lovely, and I get really emotional whenever I talk about it. But it's when we started Rise, it was so scary. The thought of writing all of our like dark inner secrets and feelings, and then posting it to the group, I was like, what? I can't do this. But then you see all the other girls doing it, but also voicing how nervous they are to do it as well. And so in that vulnerability, we all kind of bonded, and to have the support of strangers who then became friends was just magical to me, because quite often we have therapy on a one-to-one basis, and like that's great, but I think once you've had that one-to-one therapy and then you move into like a group therapy, it's just so intense, and I feel like so much more comes up, because you'll see what someone else has written that day and be like, oh wow, yeah, okay, I actually do feel like that too. But then you might not have thought of that in a one-to-one session. So that, as well as the support from all the girls, was just amazing.
Yeah, it's so nice. I love even being in groups as well. I'm in my coaching group that I'm in, it's like quite a big group as well, and it's the same, like one person shares something and then you're like, oh my god, yeah, like I feel that too, thank you so much for voicing that, because I was too scared to do it. And that's the power of like community group work, because it does, it makes you feel so at home, doesn't it, and safe. And that's what it's all about, like healing. Like the more safe you feel, the more you can unravel all of the crap that's holding you back.
And it's also nice to have these friendships that I feel like we know so much about each other, things that you wouldn't normally share, and I find that makes it much easier to check in with people. So you can just send a little message of like, are you okay? And there's none of that, oh yeah, I'm fine. They're actually more open to be like, oh, I'm actually having a bit of a bad day, and you can just chat to them about it. Whereas some of my other friendships, it's always that British thing of, oh yeah, I'm fine, are you? Yeah, fine, cool.
Yeah.
So I like that. It's really raw friendship. And I know that all of you, bar Sarah, are in Guernsey, so I can't wait to come over and just see you all. And
I know. Whereabouts do you live?
I'm in Exeter.
Okay. So I was going to say, you and Sarah could hang out. She's near Liverpool though.
Okay.
Which is quite a way.
It is, yeah, a few hours.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, even just sending someone a message is huge, isn't it? And like you say, it does make things so much more meaningful, because you're literally diving into the deep end as soon as you get into the group. It's slightly different this time round, because the format is different. So the journaling isn't, you don't necessarily have to put the journaling in the group. But even just sharing like what's come up for you is huge, and brave as well. And I find it almost builds up like resilience in like showing up vulnerably, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's even excuse me, into my real like everyday life, I'm much more open as well. So if something's really bothering me, I'm like, can we chat about this? Can we get this sorted? Whereas usually I'm just, you let it build and build and build until it has to be spoken about.
Yeah.
So you learn lots of really amazing tools, just even to take into your everyday life. It doesn't have to be always diving into what's already happened in the past. It's moving forward as well.
Yeah. What would you say was the biggest tool that you've taken away with you?
So there's two. The first one was that knowing of, it doesn't matter what people think of me. So then I use that every day now in any situation. But the second one would be really grounding myself through the meditations. In particular, the guided meditations you did, they're just amazing. And I often go back to them. So if I really need to, like even today, I've been whizzing around and I feel really fizzy and hyper. Like that would just help bring me down, calm me down. But meditation in general, I find it so much easier now to just close my eyes I could be on the bus in a waiting room and just have a few moments to myself just to unwind like internally. So
it's so powerful, that, isn't it?
Yeah
It's crazy how much we don't check in with ourselves, but just doing that, even if it's just like you were saying on the bus or like wherever you are, even if you just take a moment just to bring presence to yourself, it just shifts your energy so much.
I think we just get so carried away with our days and our job lists, and then especially during a time like we've just had where everything starts going wrong and you're like, oh god. So if you've got your little meditation and tapping as well, I don't know if it's classed as an EFT technique, but you pinch the fingertips.
Oh yeah, you can. Well, yeah, you can tap the fingertips.
Yeah, but just the fingertip thing is really handy for me if I'm out and just feeling a bit like, ugh. Like, right, just take some breaths, pinch my fingertips. Yeah,
that's such a good way, because that way, if I don't know, if you're in the supermarket and you feel a bit anxious or whatever, even just like doing this, it does help so much just to regulate your nervous system and bring you back into center.
Yeah, as I say, that I wonder if it's the physical touch that brings you back to your body rather than just being up in your mind. You're like, okay, I can feel this.
Yeah, and it also connects. Yeah, it connects to your meridians as well. So it just kind of recirculates the energy in like more easily rather than there be. So it kind of like shifts away the blocks that are in the way.
Okay.
In the circuit. So that's really cool that you do that, because it's so simple. It's like so many of these things are so simple.
I always tell all my little siblings, I'm like, right, if you're having a bad day at school, just pinch your fingertips.
Yeah. They're gonna be like, what are you on about? I mean, you've kind of already shared how this has changed things for you. You've said about how you wear different things now because you were worried about what other people thought of you before.
Yeah.
I know, I think it was throughout number 2, maybe, you shared about how you got into exercise. You wanted to get into exercise for ages. Share a little bit about that.
Oh, right. For so many years, this has been a battle of mine. Actually 10 years. It started when I met Lee, and he's fitness mad, and he always used to say, right, come to the gym, let's get your body moving. And I just never could keep it up. So I'd go for maybe a week and then stop for a month, and then go back for a day and again stop. Yeah. And I've always had this battle that I want to work out. I want to be that person that has that as an option to de-stress.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, I tried other things, so weightlifting, running, yoga, hoping to find my thing, and nothing stuck. And I was like, okay, so this is just me. Maybe I'm lazy.
Which is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And then in Rise, you helped me out with that, and you also gave me access to a video selection of your workouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I started off doing those, and I found that really helpful, having the visual and also you saying, right, come on, keep going, and counting us down and whatnot. So it was starting to stick a bit more. Yeah. And then from there, I moved on to a YouTube personal trainer. Mm-hmm. And it's actually a year this month that I've been working out. Although, disclaimer, I haven't worked out for about 3 months.
That's fine.
Excuse me. But yeah, I basically took summer off. I was surfing and swimming and hiking, so still active.
Still working out. That's still moving your body.
Yeah. But I actually look forward to having my hour to myself. I work out in this room, in my living room, and I've got some weights and bands and everything. And I just put my music on so loud, and I just get it done, and I'm sweating and I'm huffing and puffing, my lungs are burning, but it feels so good. And at the end, I'm like, yes, I did another one.
Yeah, that's so good. Because I remember you saying throughout the first one that I think it was the first one. Yeah, it must have been. That you wanted to work out, and you asked me about it, like, how do I stick to it? Because I keep wanting to stick to it, and so many people are the same, right? I remember when I first started doing exercise, I was exactly the same. I'd like start, and then self-sabotage would come in, and then I'd start again. It was just this constant start, stop. Yeah. So the fact that you stuck to it.
Yeah, I think what helped me as well is knowing that actually it's okay to not want to do it. So I have the same battle every day that I have to work out, like, oh, I've got to go and work out. Yeah. And, I hate working out upper body because it's my weakest area. Mm-hmm. So every kind of like shoulder, arm, chest day, I'm just like, oh, maybe I could have a day off. But once you work through that little bit, that's it. The battle's done, because once you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then it's done, and it's like, oh, glad I did that.
Yeah. You don't regret it ever, do you?
Never ever. Even in workouts where I've TMI thrown up, I still don't regret it. I'm like, God, that was a good one.
It's so true.
I just have those thoughts before every workout of, I really can't be asked to get into my gym stuff and go. But yeah, once you do it, you love it. So
yeah. And it's like that. Yeah, I think across the board. I mean, I was a personal trainer, and I definitely wasn't motivated to work out all the time.
Oh, no.
Like, I mean, sometimes, but very rarely was I like, yes, I can't wait to work out. Like, even today, I went to the gym this morning, and I was like, oh, I really can't bother to go to the gym today. And even at the gym, I was like, oh, I really can't bother to deadlift right now. But then once you get into it and you feel like that pump, it just shifts things, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I've forgotten about that one. That was a huge one.
I know, it was. And then you sent me a little booty pic.
Yeah, I got a little booty gained. I feel like I've lost it all now. But yeah, it's nice just to even see that change as well. Like, keep taking pictures and watch your body change. Yeah.
And it keeps you more motivated to keep going, doesn't it, when you see the changes?
Yeah. And a lot of people would be disheartened now having all this time off, because my body does look a little bit more fluffy than what it did. But I just see that as a new challenge, because I've seen it once before. So I'm like, right, come on, let's get back.
That's so good.
Yeah,
And also muscle memory. So your muscles will remember that you've worked out before, and it'll be so much quicker this time around to get into it.
Yeah, just need to keep smashing the upper body.
Yeah.
And one of those is like legs.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that. Although I never used to be, but just because I think as women, just in general, we just like to work on our bums and our legs more, don't we?
Yes, I want those big chunky thighs.
Yeah. But that's so nice that you're in acceptance of where you are right now, which is perfect.
Yeah. I think that was one of the biggest things from Rise is just I just don't care. I might not look my best right now. I might not like my teeth, or I might not be where I want to be in life. But oh, fuck it, it's okay.
Yeah.
Everything might change next week.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah. And even on social media, I've noticed such a massive difference in you. Like just expressing yourself more.
You know, I shared my little thyroid journey. I was so scared to do it. It was so lovely.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like once we just do the thing, even if it's scary, it just gets easy. It's like anything, like even as a kid, when you're, people are like, just be brave, do the thing, and like you're really scared, but when you do it once, and then you're scared still the second time a little bit, and then the third time you're still a tiny bit scared, but then you're fine. It's like anything, isn't it?
And you might have an off day where it feels just as scary as it did on the first day again, but exactly. It's once you get back into it, or you keep, for my example, keep sharing, keep speaking, it does just get easier. And you also, I'm more forgiving of all of my mistakes. Like the old me, even back to school, if I messed up in my workbook, or I stumbled and stuttered over my words, I'd get really stressed out. But again, Rise is just given that acceptance of it really doesn't matter. Like, we're not designed to be these perfect robotic beings. Our flaws are us. They make us who we are. So
oh, I love that. That's so nice. That's such a nice way to end.
I know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next one either. I'm so excited. It's going to be so good. And I'm so glad that you're doing it again.
I know, I can't wait, because I feel there was an element of huge disappointment in myself for not being able to finish 2 and 3. And even if I revisit the groups and I see the little units aren't ticked off, I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So I'm gonna
let's work on perfectionism this time, shall we?
Yes. And 4 is my lucky number. So heading into
there you go.
Oh wait, is it 4? 1,
it
2.
is.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. So this time will be brilliant.
Yeah, you'll smash it. We're all gonna smash it.
I can't wait. I'm also really excited to see how it's changed.
And
really excited to see who joins, welcome some new people in.
Yay, new members. Be so nice. Is there anything else before we finish that you'd like to share?
So if anyone has been drawn to your little adverts that you put out for Rise, I can't speak for the Spiral yet, but just do it. Val is so lovely. You've been the best guide that we could have asked for. And I actually call you my angel, because I just feel like...
You're gonna make me cry.
No, don't, because I'll cry. Because you and Rise just transform my life so much that, you're just my angel. And I just feel like anyone that takes that step to get involved in Rise, you just won't regret it. And you can dip in and out of it. There's no obligation to be there every day. You can just go at your own pace and do it your way. So I think for me, one of the things before starting is the unknown. I didn't know if it was going to be live chats like this straight away, which for me would have been like, whoa, no. But it's all worked out so perfectly that it goes at a pace that you feel ready. So, if you're
not, that's okay. Like, you can say no, right? At any point. Exactly. You don't have to just do the thing just because someone else is saying it's best for you.
I think I actually sat out of one of the Zoom chats because I just wasn't feeling it that day.
Yeah.
But then I just watched it on repeat. So you're not missing out either. Like everyone's included at every step of the way and fully supported. So yeah, I would just say that I think Rise should be compulsory to everyone. Like,
to every woman. Yeah.
just do it. Yeah.
Yay. That's so good. Thank you so much, my darling.
Yeah, thank you so much.
It was so nice to speak to you.
And you. And I'll see you in Rise 4. Bye-bye.
Bye.